will. Okay, you got the shimmies of Palm Swipes After, a Watermelon Joe of the latest episode of Mom Swipes Left, a podcast with two middle aged women who cannabinoid. Actually, one cannabinoids and the other falls asleep if she cannabinoids. But never mind that. This is episode 57 about MSL episode 196. I'm your host, Pomme de Terre. Enjoy. Very educational episode, as usual. Um, the ladies were very kind to hype Crambaroni's new podcast, the first episode featuring yours truly. Heard an interesting story about how Stevie Nicks can suck it because gypsy is offensive. I did look that up, and gypsies in a true English blub, um, apparently gypsies are actually Indian nomads from northern India, but the English mistook them for Egyptians, so they called them gypsies. I think it's only offensive when you say that somebody gypped you because it reinforces the stereotype that gypsies will cheat you in some way, shape, or form. That's all I learned about that. It's not Stevie Nicks' fault. I would think that witches would have more of an issue with Stevie Nicks than the Gypsies, which again seems like it's kind of like Native Americans being called Indians. The imperialists often just screw these things up. Moving on to notable news quiz, which, like I said, was very educational. I had never heard the Manchester song from Hair, so thank you, Carol. I did find it on YouTube and listen to it, and it just sounded like the Partridge Family theme to me. A lot about sexy waffles, or at least anatomically correct waffles. More about potentially offensive terms like jimmies, which for me, a potato to me, I don't even know what I am anymore. A potato who hails from New Jersey way. Growing up, we called them chocolate sprinkles as opposed to rainbow sprinkles. Jimmy's was a term I had not heard until I came to Maine, and it just sounds racist. And when I raised that point with Mainers, they were kind of proud of that. It seemed to me like, yeah, Jimmy's. They're named after Jim Crow. But I've also heard very heartwarming stories of the old ice cream shop older owner who loved his son James and used to shave chocolate on top of his ice cream because that's the way he liked it. And then somebody said once, "Hey, can I have that ice cream with the shaved chocolate on top?" And the father said, "No, that's Jimmy's." And that's where the term comes from, maybe. Who knows what the truth is? We'll never know. We do know that Fiji is an island in the South Pacific, and the name of a bottled water brand, Fuji, is a type of apple, and also film, if anybody remembers what film is. What else did we learn? Stone chickens will save the world, and that led to a lot of questions about antibiotics and other things getting into groundwater. which, even though she was rallying against it, Carol doesn't believe anybody uses. According to the U.S. Geological Survey, in 2019, about 15% of Americans were on wells. Also learned that if you put sugar on your anus, it will deprolapse. Couldn't think of a term for sugaring your anus and to entice your lover. I would say it's already been named. It's just rimming. Then a whole segment on death cheaters who didn't quite make it that far. That nicely carried into a story of how Carol had hit a deer and a dog with her car on two separate occasions, though both of them got up, ran away, and then hit headfirst into each other and broke each other's necks. That's the story I'm going with. And Jen, Ricky Gervais is Ricky Gervais. You're not classy for saying it's Ricky Gervais. No, I haven't asked him, and I'm sure you'll insist you don't even say it that way. And it's not just you. I'm making a mental note to tell my friend who always says Scarlett Johansson that it's Scarlett Johansson because we're Americans, damn it, and Ricky Gervais is not French. In fact, that's the English go out of their way not to say things Frenchly. Like when you get a piece of fish, say, in America, we say it's a fillet of fish, but in England, it's a fillet, which I always find odd, but they're just not going to let the French win that one. Being French myself, I take a little bit of offense at that. There's another one that they do. I can't remember what it is though. So never mind. Moving on.